You are not going to believe what happened. So honestly, I don't even know where to start this story. This is kind of just one of those things that just kind of happened out of the blue, and I'm at a loss of words. So it's right now a couple days later. This happened a little while ago, but you know, I'm catching up on my videos, so I just kind of talk to this now. Also, I got a haircut and he lined me up. This is my first time getting a lineup, so if I look funny, don't clown me. Okay, so where to start this story? Well, I guess I'll just start from the beginning and edit in all the stuff that happened later. So I'm just gonna tell you guys exactly what happened, and hopefully you enjoy. Let me fix this camera, it looks like it's gonna fall. So if you don't know the reason I'm out here, I'm filming for my dad's band, Culture Crew, and I'm filming videos for them and like kind of making sure that I document their whole trip out here. And so Sam, who's my cousin and is one of the members of Culture Crew and who's the one, you know, signing the check, he asked me if I had any drone footage out here of Samoa so far, and I told him no, not yet, because there was a Cyclone Gita that hit Samoa, and I just didn't have time to throw my drone up in there because it would have blown away. But he was asking me for it, and so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it. It'll probably be okay if I fly it up like 20 feet. Mind you, it's really windy, like really windy. Take my drone out and I put it right in the circle, and I fly it up in the air, and 20 feet is good, you know? I'm chilling right there. Pretty windy, but the buildings are surrounding me, so it's kind of blocked off. I'm okay. Fly it up a little bit higher, trying to get a good view, and all of a sudden it starts flying away. And I'm like, well, this isn't good. So it's kind of just moving along on its way, you know, kind of coasting down the road and the river, whatever, and all of a sudden it starts moving. Like, this thing is flying away, and I don't mean that figuratively. I mean that as literally and as figuratively, I guess, as I possibly can, because that thing was gone. Like, the wind took it. So mind you, a MAVIC PRO can fly about 40 miles per hour, give or take. So imagine me flying against the wind and it's still moving back at least 20 miles per hour. That wind was going fast. So it was pretty scary. I was like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? And at this point, I took off. I started running after it, and I could only run so far to a point because there is grass here and then just water. So if you look behind me, there's the grass and then there's water, but it was actually right over there. Maybe I'll film it and you guys will see exactly what I'm talking about. I don't know yet, I gotta edit this. So I ran out right to the very edge of where the water starts, and it's not like sand or anything, it's like rocks. There's just rocks right there. It's grass, rocks, and then the ocean. So I'm sitting there with my drone. My drone's just looking at me, and I'm looking at it, and it's just way up in the air, and I'm trying to fly back. All of a sudden, the wind dies down. Oh boy, you already know I'm starting to fly back. I get right to the edge where the water stops, and all of a sudden, the wind picks up again, and it starts flying away. No! What's going on? What's going on? Why is it flying away? What can I do? Oh my gosh, I'm freaking out. I'm like, please, help me. What am I gonna do? Oh no, oh no. I'm literally freaking out. So I'm like, okay, it's blown away. There's nothing I can do. Battery is literally at like 20%, okay? So the battery was just going down, and it doesn't last that long. And it also probably didn't help that I didn't use a full battery. So I have my drone up there, and I'm thinking to myself, what can I do? What can I do? It's gonna land in the water. I'm not gonna be able to get it. I'm gonna lose my drone. So what I do is this. Turn my camera, turn all the way to the side, and I'm looking for some land, and I see it. There's a long strip of land, and I'm like, okay, maybe I can land there. There's palm trees, but if I can land it at just the right time, then I'll be good. I can't crash in the palm tree though, or it's gonna be wrecked and fall in the water for sure. So I start flying over to that little long strip of land right there, and I lower my drone, and I get really close to the palm tree, but I realize I'm actually gonna hit them if I try to land it, so I have to go back up. And at this point, takes me back out into the water. Now I'm freaking out again because that was my only chance, I thought. So I turn my camera again, and I'm looking, I'm like, well, I need to land somewhere because the farthest point away, my controller's not gonna reach that. It can only go so far, right? So after that long strip of land, I saw this really tall white building, and I was like, oh, it kind of looks like a church. Maybe I can get there in time. So I turn my controller, and I'm flying over there, and I'm kind of making my way over there. So think of it like this. The wind was blowing this way, the building was over here, and my drone was over here. So I had to kind of fly it this way diagonally into that, like use the wind to my advantage. So I just managed to get it right over the land. All of a sudden, my battery started to die. So at this point, I am freaking out. Oh, what do I do? What do I do? I can do this though. I calm myself down. I'm like, you got this, Eli, you got this. So I start lowering my drone. There's a big white building here, which is the church, I guess, and then there's another building right here, and I'm not gonna go fly up to the top of the church, so I decide that I'm gonna go right next to that church, right on that building. My drone is pretty high at this point, so I have to kind of lower it first, and I'm dropping it down, I get right on the top of that building, and I try to land it, but it won't let me. And I realize that's because the building is like this. You can only land if it's like this, flat. So I was freaking out. So I decided to run back over to my dad. I booked it over to him. He's at the actual hotel, and I'm in where the rooms are. They're separate, it's like little villas. So I book it over there. I got muddy feet, and I'm just wearing shorts and no shirt. And I tracked tracks all throughout the hotel running over to him because I was trying to book it there in time. So I ended up getting to him, and at this point my controller connection is gone. So my screen's just black because I'm so far away from the drone. And so I get there and I'm like, Dad, help me. I don't know what to do. My drone flew away, and he's like, I don't know what to tell you. Go ask Sam. And Sam being my uncle. So I run over and I'm pounding on Sam's door. Help, help, help. Pounding on it, no one's answering. So I run to the back door and I'm pounding on that door. I'm like, help me, help me. Finally, he wakes up. He was taking a nap. I woke him up and he's like, what's going on? And then I was like, I told him what happened. He gives me 50 talas, which is like, I don't know, like 15 bucks, 20 bucks in American money, something like that. And he hands it to me. He's like, here, get a taxi and go over and get it. And I only kind of knew where it was because on my phone I had kind of the GPS where it was. So it was like this. So I was here, the drone was here, but the trail was like this. Kind of. So I'm freaking out still. I'm waiting for the taxi. Literally probably like 15-20 minutes goes by before the taxi even gets here. So I'm sitting there waiting for the taxi. I'm waiting. I don't know what to do. And so I look at my screen. I open the app up. I open the MAVIC PRO app back up, and it's reconnecting to the drone. And then I look at the camera, and it's about like 1,000 feet in the air. So I have to drop it back all the way down, and right when I'm about to land, it dies. So at this point, I don't know if it fell off that side and fell into the water. I don't know if the wind took it back up real quick and then it carried it back out in the ocean. I have no idea what's going on, so I am flipping out. Oh my gosh, I flew my drone up. Look how windy it is. So my boss was asking me for some drone footage, so I flew my drone up 20 feet in the air, whisked it off all the way past that little island, and then it flew over it, and I managed to land it on top of some building, but it was hovering over the water and it died. Holy cow, this is insane. I can't believe this is happening. I'm stressing out. I finally get into the cab, tell them what happened, and we drive over there into this this big loop. So actually we had to drive behind me. So where I am right now is where I got picked up. We went like this, big loop all the way around. You see behind me, all the way down that way to go to that church. So we're kind of talking, and I'm flipping out.
What you call that thing?
A drone. And you know, you're seeing the footage right now, but I was mind F. Like, I did not know what was going on. So we get to the place, I see the White Chapel, and I see the building where I tried to land my drone. The only problem was it was fenced off. So I went around the whole entire encampment of that building to try to find my drone, and I could not see it. I didn't see it. I was getting really down and really bummed out. I was like, man, it went in the water. I know it. I'm not seeing it. Oh man, guys, I don't know if it's here. This is definitely the spot though. Oh my gosh, I flew it so far away. Can't believe it happened. I really hope it didn't like fly into the water or anything. All of a sudden, I look over. There's my drone. I see it. No way. I see it, you guys. It's right there. You see that? There's my drone. I don't know if you can see that right there, dude. You guys don't understand how happy I was and how excited. It was a dream come true to see my drone again. There's barbed wire right here, so I need to find a way to get up and over this real quick. So I walk all the way around, and I'm kind of looking for a way to get in, and I couldn't find one because it was all barbed wired. The only spot I could find was the very entrance of the gate, which was the little door, and that didn't have any barbed wire on it, but it was locked. So I didn't want to be disrespectful or anything and try to hop the fence, so I went over to the taxi driver and asked him what to do, if there's anyone in the church that I could go ask, and he said, am I allowed to hop this fence, or? Because because it's all barbed wire. So right here I could hop it, but I don't want to like trespass or anything, you know. Maybe someone inside there I could ask real quick. I knock on the door, no one answers. So he tells me to come back. He says, shh, come. And he tells me to go back to him. Okay, he's honking for me to come back. Let's go see. Yeah. Just jump over? Yeah. Okay. Okay, be fast. Okay. And he says, just hop the fence real quick. I'm like, are you sure? And he's like, yeah, go jump it, just be fast. Yeah. Just jump over? Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm like, all right, so run over, jump the fence, and I go get my drone. Not even really damaged. And I was so stoked to have my drone back in my hands. You guys have no idea. It wasn't damaged or anything. Maybe the camera a little bit, because now when I fly it, it gets a little glitchy here and there, but you know, I'm just grateful to have it back. So when I finally get back in the cab, he actually, he tells me that he's a high chief of the village, and so I have his permission to hop the fence, so I was pretty stoked about that.
High chief in this village.
There's the what?
I'm one of the high chief in this village.
Oh, you are? Oh, okay. So I got your permission, right? Okay. But yeah, that is the story of what happened to Mr. Drone. And you guys, I was scared for my life because that is part of my livelihood. It is hot right now, man. Telling that story got me heated all over again. But I hope you guys enjoyed my little, my story of what happened. But that is gonna be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. For some reason, my views are like really low right now. I have no idea why, but they're at like an all-time low. So if you guys want to do me a favor, right when you're watching this video, make sure you smash that like button and leave a comment. It's gonna help my video be seen by other people, and I will greatly appreciate it. But again, thank you guys so much. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one. Leave a thank you, Mr. Drone, or like a good to see you again, Mr. Drone, some kind of comment to let Mr. Drone know we love him in the comments. But that is gonna be it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.